Hi and welcome to the boss guide for the False Scholar Estuary Notch. Let's go with Notch. We're going to go through everything you need to know on how to unlock and defeat the boss, but first let's start with the tips. To be honest, some of the tips are going to be associated to the actual movesets of the boss, so there's only one big tip, and that is getting the boss insight. That's the 15% increased damage buff that you can find from a memory. If you end up in a room that doesn't seem to lead anywhere and you're on a bridge surrounded by purple clouds, you can use an interact button while you're on the bridge. This will extend out the bridge and give you access to the memory. That will give you a permanent 15% damage increase against the boss. How do you unlock the boss? Well, if you haven't unlocked the boss yet, unfortunately you do need to do both of the mini bosses within the study. There are two bosses, Void Beast Murmur and Void Beast Gong Head. I don't know why they've called it Gong Head. Well, I do, but we'll explain that later. Void Beast Murmur is protected by 3 void barriers, so you need to have unlocked the Void Bell, which gives you longer dashes and allows you to pass through void barriers. The boss itself is fairly straightforward. You can use Spin Kick to get over the large projectiles and Void Dash through the purple waves. Once you're at the boss, find your windows, get your damage in, and remember, don't rush. It's an easy one. Void Beast Gong Head. They've got a few attacks, a dash attack, a spear throw, a lava drop, and a spirit summon, and they use their Gong Head to summon the spirits, hence the name. You'll figure out your movement patterns quite quickly for them, and I found it best to get damage in while they're next to each other. I tried getting damage in whilst they were each side of me, and I found it too difficult to be able to dodge both attacks coming in and get damage in. Do try to stay central and make your most of your double jump to get you extra airtime over some of the attacks. So, you've made it, you're at the boss, and you're ready for him. Well, maybe not ready for him. Let's go through some tactics. The boss has got 6 main moves, and once you've got some practice with them, they're fairly easy to dodge. The laser beam, this brings down a laser that separates the map for a short time. Not only do you need to avoid it, you need to make sure you have enough space to avoid additional incoming attacks, as the laser does last for a while, so don't get cornered. Fireball spray. This is also followed by a purple wave attack, or a void wave. He shoots out fireballs in your general direction, and then fires out a void wave. The further you are away from the boss, the easier it is to dodge the fire. But you can also use the platforms to stop the fire. If you step on one of the platforms and walk off, and just put the platform between you and the boss, you'll find that the platform will block the fireballs. Just don't jump, this will despawn the platform. The void wave is fairly straightforward, you just need to dash through it, of course when you remember it's coming. The fireball spread. He charges up to do an explosion, which you do need to get away from, and then once you're out of the way of the explosion, he'll send out a wave of fireballs. Wisps or ghosts. There's 5 small areas become charged and explode when summoning wisps. You need to avoid the initial explosion, and then you can melee the wisps to kill them. If you're a chef, you can also use it as projectiles by hitting them. Void circle. I don't really know what else to call this apart from a void circle, but you get void dots that spawn around you, and they follow you until they start to close in. When they start closing in, you do need to dash away from them, so you need to get your timing down. Try not dashing too early. It does start to spin before it closes in, so it can trick you into feeling like you need to dash. As soon as it's close to dealing damage, you'll need to dash and you'll be able to get away from it. His charge, probably the weakest attack of the range. He charges at you. What else are you going to do? It's not a huge deal to deal with, but it can get in the way, especially when he has other stuff going on. In rage mode, he spawns in void orbs that rotate around him, similar to the void circle that encloses on you. These are slow moving and they just rotate around the boss. They can be tricky to judge when they're moving too, as the boss is moving with you, especially with something like the charge, but this should get fairly easy to dash through them or avoid them. Once you beat him, you're done. You can open the chest. Oh, no, not that chest. Well, now you're in the final part of the fight with the true Estuary. Notch, I don't know. A huge chest with huge teeth. Thankfully, he only has a few moves and he shouldn't take many attempts. Charge leaves a trail of poison coins which damage on collection. I found this harder to dodge than I likely should. Jumping over them and max dashing normally gets you out of the way, but the poison trail doesn't always despawn. He moves quickly with his charge, so you do need to be fast on your feet. Fire bottles. This is a good place for chip damage, as he throws them out and they're fairly easy to dodge. Don't try to collect them, they don't heal you. Trust me, I tried. Do give him space after this move, as his next 2 attacks are always fast. The bounce. At first this can seem really erratic, but once you play through it a few times, you can see the movement patterns and it becomes fairly easy to dodge. It should eventually become the best place for you to get damage in. He bounces around and you can just sit under him as he bounces between point to point. He doesn't have any variation in the bounce height once he's at the minimum bounce height. That's it, you're done! You can collect your reward, and I promise you this time you can. Well done for beating the boss. I've got a few other tips for this one, which are outside of the main tip, and this is more just general game knowledge. I found it's best if you learn how much damage you're going to be taking from the boss. I, for whatever level I was at, plus the armour, was taking around 53 damage per hit. This helps me keep better track of my health gauge, and I'll know when I'm one shot from death. This helps me better gauge opportunities. I can go in and get damage in when I've got lots of health, and probably take riskier attacks when I probably shouldn't, and when I'm low on health I need to really slow things down. One final tip for you is find a class that really suits your playstyle. For me it's the assassin with the flame circle around me. The assassin deals lots of damage for me and also regenerates good amounts of mana. It keeps the flame circle up, so when I find those little openings to get damage in, I'm able to get large bursts out. The Dragon Lancer is also great for getting out huge amounts of burst damage, but it's each to your own. Final thoughts on this one, it's actually a really fun boss and there's a good range of attacks, and it's not too challenging. I hope you enjoyed the battle and let me know how you get on. If you find any other tips for other people, please let me know in the comments. Good luck with this one and I'll see you later.